everyone. It's Thursday, the 10th of February. The time is 4:54 p.m. and I'm continuing on from where I left another video right there by the temple on Bedok North Avenue 3. My plan today is to make it to the waterside here and then visit a couple of temples. It is raining. Oh, and the temperature is 25 degrees still. And this is a residential area. We've been walking by now. If you want to see another video or just want to kind of catch up where we are, we've been walking through these residential areas with HDB buildings. It's one of the biggest residential areas in Singapore, and was developed from sort of 1960s onwards. Before that, the main economy here is based on coconuts and fishing, so a big change since those days. And because it is such a big residential area, walking through it in one go kind of proved to take longer for me than I imagined. And I'm still going to need to keep walking to get where I want to be to catch my bus. And I think it will be fairly interesting to do so, so I'm continuing on. Even though in general I try to get these in one recording and not sort of stretch them out. And the cars are keen to go, so we'll let them. Not that I have a chance, if you know, kind of turn already. But no harm done. And of course, even on this video, I'm not really going to sort of cover everything there is around this area. On the other video, I did walk through the Bedok Interchange food central hawker center. Just another little convenience store there. And I did quickly go through them all and realize it was not possible to go through it to where I want it to be. But if you want to see those, then I've already been there this time. And although it's very close to where I live, I haven't actually walked here. I haven't been here even without a camera, which is also why this is quite interesting for me to explore and see it. Oh well, I shouldn't put my camera right there. That's because it's the police building, and you're not allowed to film those, so I won't, which is fine. But you're not allowed to record around those areas. Love the lanterns on the trees. We're still going past the police building. And we are clear. So I wonder if we should keep going on Bedok North Road from here. I've been checking my map from time to time just to make sure I don't get lost. know what? I think we're going to make a turn here. And again, not going that way. So yeah, we're going to make a turn here and head towards the waterfront to see if I can have a walk by the another side here. It's only the other side of the road now until we get past this other little bit of a stretch. It's kind of a nice lower building there with the shops and things. I should have probably crossed and explored that rather than go on this side. But I think eventually this is where we want to be. Wow, this is a very long stretch of pointing the camera sideways, but we're nearly done. There we go. Hey, forward view. I do actually like those little shops, coffee shops on the other side though. I'll have to remember that the next time I walk through here. Just go and explore. It's now also raining a little bit more. The entry to the parking lot for the HDB block. And someone didn't immediately notice the green light and was reminded of it. I think this is the overflow for rainwater. That's not so pretty, but it's there nevertheless. So we come to Bedok North Street 4. It's like a really weird element of water on the other side, but I don't know what that is, and it seems to have signs on the other side. Potentially, again, telling not to film, so you don't need to do that. It's just a very similarly deep artificial water element. Don't know what the function of that is. There are some leaves if you're hearing that noise. It's very autumn feel. Leaves on the ground. And raining. all the way on my left is this little, or very deep actually, not so little, drop to the, what I think is an overflow. Pearl Garden Estate Blocks. I think the rain is picking up again a little bit. Trying to negotiate a puddle and cars. Cars being a lesser problem really. The cars stay clean and green. There's the sign there. Today has been a really rainy day as well. I think it went from all the way in the morning to just picking up now again. There's another primary school here. So while the truck goes by, we'll do another map check. Yep, I'm on my way to where I want to be, to the water side. Good. I haven't gotten lost on the way. Seems they've done some gardening. They've got these little cartoons about driving safe and disposing your rubbish. I actually witnessed one of the potentially most dangerous driving situations yesterday at a bus stop that I've seen in Singapore. I've seen plenty elsewhere in the world, but Singapore tends to be pretty good about that stuff. People are careful. But it was one of those places where the parents come and pick up their kids and park on the side of the street to do that. And there was a bus that was changing lanes and a motorbike that was sort of too eager to keep going and not wait for the bus. And it didn't see the cars in front, the parked cars. And the bus luckily noticed the motorbike, but it was pretty close. And the motorbike was pretty cheeky. They just kept going the whole time, basically. Maybe slowing down a little tiny bit. They were really close to be hit by a bus. Everyone got out of it safely, but a couple of sort of elements there that could have really been disastrous. So all the way on my side has been this thing. It's not so deep anymore. It was a little bit scary earlier on there. Look at these houses. Quite big houses on the other side. There are some residential areas around here that are really, really impressive. I guess this is the school playing field here. Sports field. SAC. Okay, so now I think at this crossing I hope there's a path. There should be on one of the sides. I'm pretty sure it's on the other side though. I guess here's the waterfront I mentioned. And there's no pedestrian way on this side, but there is a path on the other side. So I'll make my way there. Oh, I think that's because we've had so much water today. It's like a little rapid there. So this path here ends, but the other one keeps going on the other side, so I'll make my way there. It's not the prettiest of water sides. I think I have to make my way all the way to the crossing over there. Looking like an industrial area ahead. Let's just cross here and make my way to the little path following the Bedok tunnel. Wow, it's looking really grey. But there is that nice sound of the rain. It's a nice background for a walk. Probably works better if you got the quiet walk and not the narrated one, and it's kind of heavy rain. But nevertheless, it doesn't hurt. I kind of like to map these areas in my mind, even if they're not the most interesting. It's kind of somehow worth it for me to make these walks anyway in areas even like this, to put it on my mental map, like where everything is. And well, you've seen how bad my mental map is before I do that. And the places I visit I remember quite well. So for me that's a way of doing it. It's a little boulder. But I think for the purposes of this walk, I'm just going to keep going for a bit more, and I think my battery will run out. So once it does, that will be it for the walk. And I'll be pretty much after this where I need to take my bus anyway. We'll see how far I make it. Really nice houses on the other side. I think I'm going to do a walk around some of the residential areas at some point. There are some really nice ones on the way here as well, I saw from the bus. I do kind of like when there's no one around but a couple of joggers and myself. Makes for a pretty quiet and peaceful rain day walk. And my original idea was to make it to a temple around here. But I think that's not going to happen today. Will be another walk. Okay, I think we are running out of battery. So thank you so much for joining me. I hope you enjoyed this walk along the residential area in Bedok. And to the waterfront here on a rainy day. And if you'd like to see the other walk, that will have the mall and the hawker center, which are maybe a bit more lively, if that's your thing or you want to see that as well. Thank you for joining today. If you'd like to subscribe, you can. Much appreciated. I hope I'll see you again soon.